a lot of our starters, a handful. Titing, itong si Celis, Gabby Cometa, I was talking to him, Tony Inot. Some of them were, their families were affected by the recent flooding. So we're hoping that all is okay with them, and we're praying for all of you.
Both by the earthquake and the typhoon. But we begin this ball game between Benilde and Letran, both teams at number 2 and number 3, but with identical records. And again, higher stakes this time around for them in their second matchup of the season as they try to secure twice-to-beat advantage in Group B. A quick foul given up here by John Morales. You guys have Martin Javier, Coach Hammer, Martin Antonio. Coach, what do you expect in the early goings of this game?
Well, first possession, makapal yung tawagan. Blinow up yung cross screen, walang tawag yung referees natin. So, they would let the players play.
Oh, that time, overcommitting was Tony Inot, and if you're Benilde, that's not what you want to see, especially in the first 30 seconds. 2 quick fouls for the white shirts. This is Coach Alan Ricardo. Ever since that 0-3 start, they've gone 6-1 since then. AJ Buensalida makes his move. Umali denies him. Buensalida, short stab. That was partially blocked by Morales. But there is another whistle, Coach. 3 fouls in the first 34 seconds of the game.
Yeah, 3 quick ones para dito sa Benilde Blazers. And that's aggression for you with Letran. Ito, in-engage na naman nila yung bigs nila.
Yeah.
Dalawang looks na agad. One from Kevin Santos and one from Buensalida on that left post up.
And this is Chad Gamad at the free throw line. Again, he was in double figures. And early on, siya yung pinagkatiwalaan nito ni Coach Alan Ricardo at the 2 spot. Phil Canadian, they know what he can do on the floor, especially his sniping from the outside.
So tough, really tough player.
Yeah.
Physical player.
Full court pressure being applied here by the Letran Knights. Easily ran across by Benilde. Morales, Inot. Again, the Blazers are coming off a loss against San Beda, so that's what they want to bounce back from. But Joel Ancheta nails it from just inside the arc.
Nice pull-up shot by Ancheta on the flow of their offense.
Buensalida stops, surveys the floor, and gets it to his point guard, Titing. Gamad from the corner. Gamad knocks it down.
Strong side help. Never leave the shooter open. That was an easy recognition by Manalili to the corner shooter.
Letran hitting their shots early on. Jomel left with space. No good. And there's a foul underneath as we go courtside for the first time. Here's Aaron D. Aaron, go ahead.
Great to be back with you today, Martin and Coach Hammer. Bad news once again for the Benilde Blazers as the reigning MVP, Allen Liwag, remains out for today's ball game. Now that puts a lot of eyes on another big man of the Benilde Blazers, and that is Sean O'Malley. Actually got a chance to talk to Sean O'Malley just before the ball game, and I asked him if he feels any pressure with Allen Liwag being out, and ang sagot naman niya, hindi naman nabago na kahit anong role ang ibigay sa akin ni Coach. As a veteran, gusto ko yung challenge ako. In fact, O'Malley received a text from Coach Charles Ju challenging him and even telling him, show them what you got. Even with all the pressure coming into the day, O'Malley still takes this as a normal game. And once again, will we see Sean O'Malley unleashed in today's ball game against Letran? Balik sa inyo, Martin and Coach Hammer.
Thanks, Aaron. Well, that is the expectation from Sean O'Malley. Now, fully solidifying that center spot for the Blazers as we see Allen Liwag here still nursing that left shoulder injury. For Sean, Coach, siya na yung sentro, wala na siyang kahate, kumbaga, sa front court.
Well, we saw it in the 4th quarter of the San Beda game. Basic basketball, they went for a cross screen, pin down, post up. Dami nilang nakuha na puntos. Dami nilang nakuhang looks.
This is going to be a foul on Rafi Celis. And for Sean, you know, penalty na itong Blazers. Inot getting the rebound and pushes the other way. He throws it away though. Coach, for Sean, you know, a lot of people consider him as undersized, kumbaga, especially against the likes of Benilde and Kevin Santos. But alam niya kung paano gamitin yung lakas niya at yung bigat niya.
Remember, he's one of the best defensive players that we have. When he was with LPU, he can contain the ball screen. That's number one. He can switch on guards. He can be in front of the guards. Number two, he can be a post defender. He is a very good help side shot blocker. So, size is a relative, especially now with the way basketball is played.
And remember, first matchup of the season between these two teams. Alan Liwag also didn't play. Sean Titing Manalili is able to score his first 2 points, and Letran is ahead 7-4. First basket of the game for Titing Manalili, who is averaging 9 assists per game and is very impressive first year in the NCAA. We call him the best playmaker in college basketball.
I'm putting my money on that.
No question.
Just by the effect that he has. You can trade him with any player in any school right now, and he would be able to run that system to a T.
He just sees the game on a different view, or from a different view. Ancheta, Enot drops it in. That's been the difference in the last few games for Tony Enot. He's been hitting his outside shots.
And not only that, 23, 8, and 2.5 assists a game in the past 2 games of Tony Enot.
Pero mabilis na bawi mula kay Titing Manalili. 10-7, tit for tat here in the first. They spray it to Morales, who drops in the triple from the other corner.
I've been telling you, this guy is a very good shooter. He is a star in his role. He gets rebounds, he knows how to defend, very important, and he knows the cracks of the defense. Nandun lang siya sa mga gap.
One great complementary piece in this lineup of Coach Charles Chu. Ancheta will be whistled for the foul, and as early as now with 6:23 left, pupunta na sa linya ang Letran. 2 threes for the Blazers, and Manalili answers with a step back banker. Pero ito yung huling 3 puntos ni John Morales, and this is why he is in the starting lineup.
And he lost a lot of weight too. Lost a lot of weight, looks like he's in great shape. So it helps his game. Especially with, yun nga, binabanggit natin the way the game is played. Wala ka na namang gaano mga bigs na nasa ilalim. Madalang ka makakita ng mga ganitong tandem na Kevin Santos and Buensalida, Omega, na dalawang big nasa ilalim. So, parang 4 na wing and 1 big guy na lang. Ganyan na yung laro na yun eh.
Chad Gamad got the start today with some early production for the Letran Knights. He only played 7 minutes against JRU. Pero mukhang siya yung gustong katandem dito ni Coach Allen with Manalili. Manalili has the basketball. Gets into the paint and puts it up and in. That's maturity for Manalili on offense. 14-10. Morales left open again, and he hits another 3. So we've been countering shots here in the first. That's up to 8 points now for John Morales. We have our first timeout. Balik sa ating laban, and again, Tony Enot has been on fire as of late for the Benilde Blazers, and we love to see an offensive-minded Tony Enot here in the NCAA.
Well, he's their point guard. Make no mistake about it, they are the best squad when he is running point. They're at their best. If he's the point of attack, 21-8 and 2 in 29 minutes against San Beda. 23 points a game the past 2 games. 8 boards, 2.5 assists. That's on average. That's the Tony Inot that we know. And he's a mythical 5 member last season.
In his first shot today with a board and a block. Going into our Undas break, he only hit 4 3-pointers. Since the break, he has hit 9 more.
If there's a team that needed that break and that canceled game, it was the Benilde Blazers for them to get healthy. Laking bagay nun. It gives them more time to let Allen percolate and recover.
Oh, Tony Inot making his second triple in the opening frame. And Benilde takes over the lead, 16-14. AJ Buensalida misses the short hook. Ito na, ang Benilde Blazers. Morales in rhythm. Morales drops in the 3-pointer.
Trail guy, just jump stomp on top of the key, ball reversal, good pull-up 3.
11 points in the first quarter. And Benilde has already hit 5 threes. Jimboy is in the game. Buensalida knocks down the short J.
It's also a sneaky good matchup on the post. Umali and Buensalida. Both big guys that would like to bang and get those boards. Si Buensalida, pa natin nakikita na mga nagsuswitch sa guards. So mostly nandiyan siya nakapark sa ilalim.
Corner shot, Jomel Ancheta. It's a 3-point party for the Blazers in the first frame.
Yep, knocking down all those open shots na binibigay ng strong side help. Laging dun sa mga kanto kasi tumutulong yung mga defenders sa kanto pag may downhill drive.
6 threes for Benilde, 6 out of 9 from long distance. Natapigan ni Sean. Ito na si Ancheta. Morales unable to save the basketball. Teo Cuajao comes in for Letran, replacing Chad Gaman for more firepower. But how about the Blazers creating the separation through their shooting?
Well, it's basic. They've been knocking down shots. Ito, pagka mga downhill drive, pagka mga kick-out pass on that corner, pag humihel, yung trail big, laging libre yan on the reversal. Ang mga masakit dyan yung nasa harapan titirahan ka eh. Pero, you know Coach Charles, he's scheming this, and they know where the help side is coming.
Oh, Panalili missing the layup. Here comes Jomel Ancheta. Ancheta dumidiskarte. Tahubong thought about the 3. Here's Jomel, covered by a larger defender in Omega. A pickpocket by Jimboy will be called a foul.
Yep.
So this is a guy Letran has to get going, Jimboy Estrada. Sumabit muna si Estrada before he went for the swipe. Another timeout here. The Blazers all of a sudden are ahead. Welcome back to the coverage, and a guy who has had to defer to a role off the bench, Jimboy Estrada, finding the killer in him in the previous game against the Heavy Bombers, coach.
Well, he would get his touches. Make no mistake about it. He is their 6th starter. Ganun sila kalalim. Diba? 20 points, 3 rebounds. Ito yung importante dyan yun. 3 assists in 24 minutes. That's a big number. When you got 23 assists and I'm doing my mental math, 15 assists coming from the ball-dominant players that you have in Manalili, Cuajao, and him, malaking bagay yun. Actually, mali pa nga ako, 5 kasi yung assists ni Cuajao, 17 assists of the 23 coming off 3 guys. That's a big number.
Unselfish basketball, and again, You got elite playmakers from Letran, but Tony Inot continues his hot start. Third triple for Tony, and the lead is 9.
Attacking that switch. Big to small switch. Tinirahan lang ni Tony.
Yung tira ni Manalili, clean up by Mark Denver Omega. So now, Letran will try to delay Benilde's offense. Inot will attack with the intention to pass it to Gaspay, and there's another whistle.
Ito, yung big to small switch, ang layo niyan. That's too far for Tony Inot. Especially, nakita na niyang pumasok ng 2 beses yung tira niya. The moment that he sees you backpedal and he gets into that jump stop to pull up, laking bagay.
Torres to Gaspay behind the back. Extra pass. Eusebio had to force it. Torres. And Santos secures the rebound.
This is the best position to play for Jake Gaspay, 4-5. Kasi he's a guy that can switch on the pick and roll, can be a help side defender.
Beautifully done. Two-man game between Manalili and Omega.
There's communication there. Hindi alam kung magsa-switch ba, jump switch. 2 beses dinaanan yung screen.
Eusebio left with space. Eusebio joins the three-point barrage. How about Benilde's start in this game, especially from long distance? Santos denied by Gaspay. And there's a whistle against Manalili. 28-20. What a start here for the Blazers. As we take a look at this sequence, Omega getting it from Manalili on the roll.
Dun yung nagkaroon ng miscommunication. Hindi alam kung babattle over ba si Torres, so switch ba si Gaspay on the downhill dahil yung simpleng pag-stop at pagkabig ng dribble, nagkakaroon na agad ng space yung depensa na magkaroon ng conflict. Importante doon, usap, pero mahirap kasi may drums din.
And that's why, you know, what Manalili is doing is so impressive, Coach. Yung mga galaw na yon,
Veterano.
veterano.
Sa laro mo lang makukuha.
And it disrupts, you know, whatever defense is thrown at them. Here's Omega. Offensive foul?
On that screen-the-screener action. Spain ba yung tinakbo? Screen-the-screener.
Si Eusebio yung tatawagan dito. That's his second.
I think that was on Estrada.
Oh, Estrada.
Oo.
Oh, yeah. Jimboy, yeah.
Dun sa cross screen.
So, second one on Estrada. He has to be careful. Eusebio hit one earlier. Ilalapit na dito. Nabitawan ng bola. Picked up by Santos. Here's Peter Rosilio. Pushing. And he draws contact. And a foul on the floor.
Tawagan si Jake Gaspay on the seal of Mark Omega.
So MDO will be tested early on here from the free throw line.
Sinasabi ni Jake, pag seal daw ni Mark, nakahawak sa shorts.
Kaya kuma-counter siya.
Oo.
This is MDO from the free throw line. Last time against Benilde in their first matchup of the season, only played 13 minutes because he was in foul trouble majority of the game.
Sabi ko sa'yo, Martin, itong dalawang team na to, ito yung dalawang pinakamalalim when it comes to talent. Talent lang, titignan mo lang by the names and by the receipts that they left wherever they played. Ang lalalim nitong dalawang team na to. And it's scary to see them in the playoffs, ha. Pag naka-matchup mo to, ang hirap kalaban yan.
Kahit bago kasi yung mga mukha, experienced din.
Oo.
Oh, Justin Sanchez is now in the ball game again, going off the bench today. Stolen by Rosilio. Good challenge by Sanchez to prevent the hoop. Ito na, ang Benilde. Sanchez will force it. No. That's a little too wild for Justin. Ito na si Peter Rosilio. Letran just down by 6 after all they've been through here in the first. Jimboy turns, and Torres picks up the foul. So Ian Torres gets his first foul here as Estrada made his move. Jimboy Estrada at the free throw line.
If he was born a little bit earlier, late 90s, early 2000s, his game would have been
Perfect, ano?
perfect.
Yeah.
Post up na wing. Pero ngayon, bagay din siya kasi may mid-range siya. Pero it would have been a little bit more amplified with the way that he's playing. Kasi ngayon yung mid-range niya. Pero na-extend na nga sa 3 points. Mid-range killer talaga.
And we had, slower pace before.
Yeah,
Coach.
exactly.
So mas ganun siya maglaro. Mas in control.
Between In between siya maglaro.
Sanchez pulling the trigger and goes for the swish on the 9th three-pointer for the Blazers.
And that equals their production from last game.
Quahao could not make it. And that's how we will end the first 10 minutes of action. The Blazers starting off really hot here in the first frame. They're ahead 31-24. Welcome back to our coverage. And now we shall introduce the members of the Mancom. Father Vic Alvo Jr. OP from Letran is here at the VIP boxer. Dax Castellano of De La Salle College of St. Benilde. Also in attendance here. Second quarter begins. This is the matchup between the Benilde Blazers and the Letran Knights. Martin Javier, Coach Hammer, Martin Antonio. Later on we'll hear from Aaron D again. Coach, first quarter, as we see Gaspay here draw the foul. First quarter, it was actually Letran who got the faster start. And then Benilde caught fire from long distance.
9 3-pointers made for the Benilde Blazers. That's 27 points out of the 31. If you're doing math, that's almost 90% of their total production. 9 free throws made naman para sa Letran. So, give or take, ang taas ng scoring natin the first quarter.
You saw Sir Frank Ducey Jr. of Perpetual. His team will be in action later on. And Dr. Lorenzo from Emilio Aguinaldo College. Imagine Letran shot it 7 out of 19 from the field. But Coach mentioned 9 out of 9 from the free throw line. They fully took advantage of the foul trouble of Benilde early on because they were in the penalty with 6 minutes and 23 seconds left in the opening quarter. Jimboy from mid-range, he drops it in. Automatic for Jimboy. Let's turn you over to our courtside reporter. We got Aaron D on standby. Aaron?
Coming into this big rivalry game, the Letran Knights are looking for redemption. And they did just that in their last one versus JRU, a team that beat them in the first round. Now they're looking to repeat that against the Benilde Blazers. Got a chance as well to talk to Coach Alan Ricardo before the game, and I asked him, what's different from their first matchup to today? And his answer was, we're healthy now. And Jimboy Estrada is playing today. Speaking of Jimboy Estrada, he had a great game against JRU. And tinanong ko siya about the thought process heading into today. Ika ni Jimboy, sobrang excited ako for today because wala ako sa last round. During that time, confined ako sa ospital. And gigil na gigil ako noon. Gusto ko lumabas ng ospital at matulungan yung team ko. Pau finally suiting up against Benilde. Can he be the missing piece to get the W? Balik sa inyo, Martin and Coach Hammer.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Well, so far he is starting to make a difference for Letran. And for the Knights, Like what you mentioned, they have a chance to get revenge on a first encounter tormentor as Kevin Santos takes it straight to the cup. But back the other way we go. Justin Sanchez with a quick reply.
Yep, early forward pass. Both teams scoring in transition. Isa galing off a stop, pasa kay Kevin Santos. Sa kabila naman, forward pass, Justin Sanchez, downhill drive, walang ball stop.
So score is 35-28. Blazers maintain the lead. Jim Boy. No. And Eusebio secures it. The Blazers are off and running. Sanchez sinalubong ni Mark Denver Omega. Let's check out this sequence. Kevin Santos running.
Tough pass. In traffic in hands.
Threading the needle, you saw different arms. Dun sa path ng bola doon.
Martin, 3 team fouls na ngayon ang Letran to start of this quarter.
Sila naman, coach, ano? Buensalida and Cuajao are back in the contest. Hindi, si Luis Tapeño pala yung pumasok. Pinalitan si Omega at Santos. 4th team foul on Letran in the first 2 minutes of the second frame. This is
Too aggressive.
interesting, yeah.
Oo, too aggressive. But that's only one part of the equation. Okay, sige, ma-foul ka na ma-foul. You gotta knock down your free throws. You gotta knock down those free throws. Dahil it would be a huge disservice to your offensive packages and the things that you're doing offensively kung hindi ka makashoot ng free throw. Kahit ma-penalty ka pa ng ma-penalty dyan.
That's true. Only one trip to the free throw line for Benilde. This will be their second. Rosilio was called for a technical foul. And Ian Torres calmly sinks the free throw. So Benilde now ahead by 8. And double black eye para sa Letran na technical ka na. Tapos, yun na lang yung natitira mong foul to give sa second quarter before you enter the penalty situation. Ito na, penalty na. Ang Letran Knights with only 2 minutes and 6 seconds going by in the second quarter.
So you gotta get a big inhale, exhale, defend properly. When you say defend properly, you pressure but you don't cross-chop. You pressure, you don't put an armbar. It's easier said than done.
That's true.
Kasi detalye yan eh. Kailangan disiplinado kang team. You have to be disciplined. Especially now you're behind the 8 ball. Limang team fouls and penalty, you're down 10. Ang hirap mag-effort pagka wala kang room for error.
And coach, you're adjusting on the fly dun sa tawagan sa laban. Kung kailangan mong ibahin yung tendency mo, you have to adjust to it real time.
Traveling pa. Ang ano lang kasi dyan, Martin, defense is all about being disciplined. May mga iba't ibang principles sa mga coaches that do you want to be aggressive, really aggressive. Do you want to play in space? Do you want to play in zone? Pero it all boils down to one-on-one defense, moving your feet, not holding on to your opponents, walling up, taking contact. Yun ang pinakamahirap kasi, yung taking contact. Pag binabangga ka ng inangat-ngat ka, dun ka na madalas pumapalo, dun ka na madalas humahawak. Lalo na pag hindi ka ready.
So that's a challenge right now for the Letran Knights. They are already in the penalty with a lot of time left in the first half. Ian Torres, laser on the 3, and that enables Benilde to build their biggest lead of the game, 40-28. Tapeño. Buensalida. Backing down on Gaspay. Buensalida. This is his move. Short hook goes in.
Yep, backing down on that left block, getting into the middle. Traffic na nga doon, pero he can shoot over the defender.
Gaspay flips it out. Tahukom. Cajucom got the switch. He's got Salida on him.
Oh,
Bitawan ni Torres.
not recognizing the mismatch. Again, you have to be smart enough to recognize.
Yeah.
Uy, dalawa foul ng Estrada. Big to small switch. Naka-post up yung Morales. Subok lang. Give him one time, one bump as we see this jump hook. Tingin lang baka pumaul. Hindi mo alam.
Manalili straight to the cup and with the left hand. So 2 quick baskets for Letran. Torres. Swing. Gaspay. Natapikan sa likod.
The defense of the Letran Knights as we see this downhill drive by Manalili. Full head of steam. 4 yung dinaanan, ha? But the
9 points
defense
in the first half.
defense of Letran giving up a lot of open looks from the outside. Coming off downhill drives, skip passing, and strong side passing.
And unrecognized by the Blazers in
Yeah.
a couple of plays already.
Siya kasi nasushoot eh.
Jimboy over Cajucom and
Oh, that's an easy call.
Yeah.
They would call that because you're jumping towards the body of the shooter. Especially for post-up guys. Wing post-up guys who would just elevate. At makikita natin, yung talon ni Cajucom papunta kasi sa katawan eh. Ayan o, exactly. Tatawagan ka niyan eh. That is his cylinder. Buti hindi nga sa paa naglanding.
so 2 free throws for Jimboy Estrada when we return. Oh, fan cam tayo. Oh, yeah, beautiful faces all around Phil Oil. And students from De La Salle College of St. Benilde. And of course from Colegio de San Juan de Letran, they traveled from Taft and Intramuros just to witness their team in action and their favorite players, of course. Maraming salamat po. They know it's a big game, coach, and they know their teams need a 6th man today. And that's the energy they are going to provide dito sa ating fan camp. Yan o, dapat ganyan, binibidyo nyo yung sarili ninyo. But we thank you for joining us. And to those who are watching live on TV, Heart of Asia tayo. Diyan nyo kami mapapanood. And NCAA Philippines GMA Sports PH via live stream. 2 shots for Jimboy Estrada, who was done well in preserving himself because he picked up his 2nd foul, coach, tail end of the 2nd quarter. Dito, disiplinado siya.
Quick numbers reset, Martin. 75% of the output of the Benilde Blazers came 10 3-pointers made. 10 3-pointers
That's
made.
crazy.
71% shooting clip. 72, 71.4. Ganyan yan.
Sa
Grabe.
ibang games, sa ibang cases, pang buong game na yun.
Oh, yeah.
Diba?
Maybe they just made 10 3-pointers. One more than they had last game.
So Sanchez, too many steps. Will give the ball back to Letran. Right here, fumbled a bit.
Napaganda pa yung sundot ni Salida. Sasabihin ng coaches, huwag na huwag ka susundot sa poste. Baka mapihitan ka. Napaganda pa.
Off balance si Justin Sanchez. Turnover count natin. The Blazers have more. Manalili. Oh, Manalili. Jimboy gets to the paint. Buensalida. Money shot. Neto ni AJ Buensalida.
Yep, short corner. Just a little bit of one step back dun sa dunker spot. At meron ka niyan pagka-traditional ka na big guy. Pero ngayon kasi, iba na. Iba na talaga. Nakastretch na yung mga bigs. Kaya marami rin talagang opportunities for guards to drive.
And now, Letran tightening the screws defensively. Estrada, no. Roque, the cleanup.
Welcome back, Jun Roque.
Another. No, it wasn't completed. Oh, yeah. Another turnover for the Blazers. That is number 11 on them. Letran is fully taking advantage. AJ Buensalida with his 6th point of the first half. And off the Jimboy miss, the trailer, June Roque.
So almost 1-1. 9 turnover points out of 11 turnovers ang Letran. This is keeping them in striking distance.
By the way, it's been a 10-0 run for Letran ever since going down 40-28 minutes ago.
And a lot of those coming off those wild passes ng Benilde.
Manalili on top. Screen provided. Manalili misses badly. Cometa. And Cometa has the free lane.
Getting a stop there, and they score on transition naman. Their 5th transition basket. 5 points of turnovers pala. 5th point nila.
That ends the 10-0 Letran run. Manalili. Roque from mid-range. It's good.
Scares me even more. It scares me even more. Ganon sila kalalim na yung June Roque. Pang-4, pang-5 pa nila na wing. Kasi he's also coming off an injury, still trying to get his timing and rhythm back.
Remember, this is a top scorer of Perpetual a few years back.
Mythical
in the NCAA.
5
Mythical
member.
5, exactly. Manalili. Sean meeting him up top. Eno 2-on-2. Sanchez. Yes.
Good unselfish play by Tony Enot. Perfectly executed bounce pass in traffic.
A fast blast here for Benilde as they maintain the lead. Jimboy still has it. Tapeño, 8 on the 24. Luis Tapeño will make his move, called his own number, and the tip-in goes in for Buensalida.
Activity inside the shaded area. Misbox out right there.
Second chance points. That is number 11 for the Letran Knights. And the lead is down to 2 again. Umali will carve space, and he goes for the reverse.
Me likey. Me likey, the big man.
Big man delivering the points in this stretch, and the Blazers maintain the 4-point lead. We're back to the coverage and continuing our action here in the second frame. Sean Umali blocking Manalili with his left hand. And Manalili was looking for the foul afterwards. And here's Big Sean able to get by Buensalida on that post-up.
Wala ka na magagawa doon. That was good defense. Walling him up, pushing him underneath the backboard, putting in the footwork. Nababanggit to ni Coach Jerry, nakikita rin ni Prince whenever they cover. Big guys would like, you'd like big guys to be able to move as nimble as possible, both offensively and defensively. Yung nakakagalaw ka, nakaka-shade ka sa mga umaatake. Kaya siya nakakuha ng head side blocks eh. Marunong umwesto, maganda yung paa, malambot yung kamay.
Two good examples of that. Buensalida and Umali. Diba? Mid-range jumper. Off the rim. And here comes Letran. Manalili. Matthew Oli secures the board. Ito na si Cometa. Lobbing it up. Easy pickings for Buensalida. Jimboy to the corner. Roque knocks it down.
7 points off the pine. June Roque. Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Well, Sa atin hindi kailangan. Pero sa NCAA community, hinahanap nila yan. As Morales draws the foul in that sequence. Look at this. Jun Roque, this time from just inside the arc and then off the extra pass. Yan yung favorite spot niya from 3 points. Corner pocket.
And it's easier now. Kanina, well, I was in practice and I was in a workout. I was asking the coaches around, ano yung 2 types of players na gusto mong kasama sa team? Hyper-competitive glue guy and scorer na facilitator. Letran has those. So Manalili is a scorer but he can facilitate. They have a handful of glue guys here. Yung mga Omeng. Kevin Santos for one, superstar in his role.
That's right.
Na provides extra possession and it's scary. Pati yung Benilde, ganun din.
If you put Kevin Santos on any other team, he'd be the star of that team.
Oh yeah, no question.
Ravi Celis, 3-on-1. And Morales counted plus the foul for John Morales.
Just being disciplined. Itong si Morales, running the lanes. Ang nangyari pa doon, ayan, no? It's a fast break. Ang instruction sa kanya is to stretch out sa labas, and then pag may umatake, go inside to get an offensive rebound. Then pinagsakan ng bola, finishing it with a finger roll, 13 points.
In the first half with John Morales. Coach, ang masakit para sa Letran, a guy who was playing very well so far, Aaron Buensalida, just picked up his 3rd. Ito siya ngayon. He has 8 points. And Cyrix Silorio will check in for AJ Buensalida. So the rookie will get some burn here.
So now they would run a smaller lineup. Santos will be posting up. Ito yung magiging flip nila. Or they would run a 5-out. Kasi si Silorio, nakita natin stretch 4 ito, tumitira sa labas, nakaka-dribble handoff. Yun yung skill set niya. Tingnan natin kung dadalhin lang sa poste si Santos dito.
But still a lot of versatility for the Letran Knights. Here's the trigger by Estrada. Manalili. Jimboy against Celis now. Crossover. Drive floater is off. And Oli now. Manalili interferes. Behind the back. Pinakagat. Good recovery by Matthew Oli. But Jimboy will pull it back and reset the offense. Estrada. Silorio denied by Sean, his 3rd block of the game. And that's a fantastic defensive sequence for Benilde.
Good scramble for the Benilde Blazers. This was the behind the back pass, but great defense by Matthew Oli right there.
And then Sean Humani denying Silorio. Tony Inot misfires. Jimboy nagmamadali. Manalili, yes! 2 plus 1 for Jonathan Manalili. Letran is within a point.
Downhill and finishing, taking the contact. Born ready. No? Yan, born ready. Di ba parang yung feel niya sa laro,
Iba, coach.
iba, and develop dun sa system ng Letran. And his iba yung vibe na dala niya. Yung aura, as the younger guys would call it.
And to think as... Oh, we proceed to our 3rd deadlock of the game, 48 apiece. Letran climbing back from 12 points down. It was 40-28 at one point here in the 2nd quarter. Pumalag itong Letran Knights at nakabalik. Cometa. Being closely guarded by Manalili. 5 to shoot. Inot off the catch. Tony loses it. Enough time to get a heave. Oh, touchdown, Santos! Yes! And Letran overtakes at the buzzer. How about this? Again, court awareness for Manalili, recognizing his running big Santos was way ahead of everybody.
And remember last season, Kevin Santos had a game winner against his Benilde Blazers on a final second shot din.
That's right.
Correct?
That's right.
Yeah?
Oo. Mahilig. Ito si Kevin Santos doon. 50-48, reviewing it. But from what we saw in the replay, clearly counted for Kevin Santos.